Welcome home, where we provide information, inspiration, and motivator after motivator after motivator here on America's Next. I have AJ WEBSTAR here with me today. How you doing, AJ?
Man, I'm great. I'm blessed. How are you?
I'm doing quite well, man. I'm glad that you were able to get here with us today to share your story. Now, I've already let people out there know that they should be tuning in because this is going to be quite a story. It's not the norm. It's not what people are possibly used to hearing. But you brought your story here to the platform, and we're going to unpack it today. Where are you located?
Right now I'm in Phoenix, Arizona.
Okay. Is that where you were born and raised?
I was born in Wisconsin, Beloit, Wisconsin. I was raised all over. I've been so many states and so many cities.
Oh, you were born in Wisconsin?
Yes, sir.
Wow. How long did you live there?
I lived in Wisconsin for at least about 10 years. And then I was moving everywhere with my father. He was a minister. So I moved around a lot with him.
Mm-hmm. What was life like for you in Wisconsin?
Cold. Okay. It was. I loved it. It was cold. It wasn't too much going on. I was the one I'm the fifth of about 13 brothers and sisters. So I was able to see what my brothers were doing negatively to make me keep on a positive track. So it was a lot going on in Wisconsin, but I just made sure to stay on a positive road. That's why I'm here in Arizona doing a lot.
Mm-hmm. Wisconsin is a Midwestern state where a lot of things happen that the rest of the country doesn't know about, correct?
Right, correct.
Can you talk to me about what the plight is of people who've been in Wisconsin for generations? What's exactly going on there?
Oh my God, they're going to be upset with me for saying this, but I'm saying it. Absolutely nothing. I'm very upset because every time I go back home when I visit, I'm like, I need to hurry up and get back home. But that's why I'm trying to do certain things, because I want to get very huge and go back and help that and revive Wisconsin. Because I promise you, people I went to high school with, people I went to middle school with, seeing them, it's like, what did you do with your life? And it really upsets me. So I need to go back there and really revive it. So it's really not too much going on in Wisconsin. And well, the city I was in, I can't speak of the whole state, but the cities that I was in, like Milwaukee, Beloit, Delavan, Schaumburg, stuff like that. Well, Schaumburg, that was Illinois, but the cities I was in, it was like not too much going on right now, and I don't like it.
When you say you don't like it, it makes me think that, this is your home. You love this place.
Wisconsin, or where I'm at now?
No, Wisconsin.
Okay, so that's I can't say it's my home because I was born there, but I would more likely say Phoenix or Dallas is my home. Okay. But I was born there, so I can understand what you mean about that. That's why I want to go back and revive it and do something different, because I was born there.
If you could go back to Wisconsin and revive it, as you say, what would you do?
First thing, the youth. I will start with the youth. That's why me being a mentor, a teacher, a counselor, I really want to start with the youth, because starting with the youth, you can start a whole new generation. Don't start with because sometimes the adults right now, they're already stuck in the way they are. So that's why we got to start low. We start with the youth and start showing them what pure love is, what pure faith is, what hope is, ambition, stuff like that. I'll start strictly with the youth.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Now, did Wisconsin used to be an industrial state? An industrial area. What was going on there that changed and made it into an area where there's not as much happening anymore?
Man, I can't even tell you. It just, I guess since I left, I'm not sure what really changed the dynamic of the city and of the state, but it just seemed like maybe it was the weather. Some people I want to get away from the weather because it is a very cold state when it's wintertime. Below zero, like 15, 20 below, a lot. But maybe it was just, I'm not sure what happened, but maybe it was just not the right place for people to be ambitious at. Maybe, you have to network with people and connect with people. People weren't doing that. They're so focused on themselves that they wasn't doing the right things.
All right. And how old were you when you left Wisconsin?
Oh, man, I was about like 10, 11, or 12, possibly.
Okay. And where did y'all move to?
My father moved us to, we went to Illinois, we went to Milwaukee. From Beloit, we went to Milwaukee, we went to Rockford, we went to California, Long Beach, and Pomona. We came here to Phoenix, Arizona, and then that's when once I got to Phoenix, Arizona, that's when I literally took my own life on and started doing things and going my own way.
Okay. If I can ask respectfully, why were y'all moving around so much?
I took it as the age where I was at, maybe because my father was a minister and he was moving around doing certain things, and I'm just going. I'm just going with him, and he's a preacher. He wouldn't be preaching so many different states, so I just I went off of that.
Was he giving you a spiritual base during these years?
Definitely, I could definitely say that during all those years, that's where me being who I am. Like I know, honestly, no matter what's going on presently with my father, but I know my father really helped me become the man that I am today.
Okay.
Definitely.
What were some of the things that you were learning from him?
Mainly, one thing is how to treat a woman. Like my woman, she doesn't touch a door. Period. She doesn't carry bags. She doesn't do certain things because I would learn from him how to at least treat a woman correctly. The domestic stuff, I've never seen my father hit a woman. Never seen him really even yell at a woman. Never seen him cuss a woman out. I've never seen him do certain things which helped me to be a certain way. Even though maybe I can fall short sometimes from certain things, but some stuff it pushes me to be a great man and a great husband when I get there.
Right. So if you can, take a moment and educate us on how from your perspective a woman should be treated. What exactly is it that you believe?
Wow, so that's a great question, and let me tell you. So my thing is really helping the youth out, young men. I have a company. It's called Believing Beyond Goals, BBG. Even with that, BBG is becoming better gentlemen. So I'm going to help some young men really learn how to treat women. Like we don't need to go out here and find a woman, make her your girlfriend or your woman, and then go out and cheat on her because you're hurting her heart. Knowing that she's a great woman and knowing that she can do massive things to help you in your life, but you're still not mature enough. So the greatest thing a man can do for a woman is become a man first. Become a man first. Don't, huh?
What's that mean? Become a man. What's that mean?
Your integrity, your maturity. We can go out here like on what's that movie? Coming to America. Go sow your royal oats. If you want to go out there and have sex, fine, go do that. But don't break a woman's heart down. Become a grown man first. Maturity should be where cheating. If I was anything that I would do not in front of my woman, that's cheating. It's not always sexually. Anything that's like, it could be flirting, it could be the way you're looking at a woman, it could be anything. It's when you come mature and not want to do those things, it doesn't happen. But when you're still immature and you're still stuck in the race of how a generational curse, and I'm how kind of black men were raised in finding a woman, oh, she got a car, oh, she has a house, oh, she has money, she has a job. No, don't worry about what she has. What do you have? Mm-hmm. So it's about getting what you want first.
Mm-hmm. So going out into the world and getting established as a human being before you go out to pretty much build a scenario with somebody else.
Exactly. Like in the scriptures, it say, there I go to prepare a place for you. Like go and prepare a place for your whole family, your wife and everybody, so that when they come there, they're comfortable.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. What are your favorite scriptures in the Bible?
One that's tattooed on my arm, Galatians 6:9. Do not be weary in well doing, for in due season you will reap if you faint not. That right there is been through my whole life. I have had, anytime I go through anything, I have to think about the scripture. Do not be weary, because you can get to states in your mind to where you don't want to do anything. You don't want to go. You don't want to push. You don't want to, but you can't be, because God's watching you. I tell people this, rest in peace, Jeffrey. My brother passed away about 3 months ago. Really touched my heart, really hurt my heart. But I spoke with him right before he passed away. So I was able to, feel not good that I was, not that he died, but I was able to feel okay. The fact that I spoke with him right before he passed, and it was a good conversation. So what made me say that? It's like my mind got kind of messed up thinking about my brother.
Yeah. No, so I was asking you what your favorite scripture was, and you were telling me how the scripture is always relevant in your life.
Oh, exactly. So do not be weary. When that situation happened, it kind of like got me down in the dumps, because I was dealing with so much stuff already. But then to hear that, and I haven't seen my brother in so long, and to hear that he's gone, I'm not going to be able to see him again. It really pushed me down. But I had to use that scripture to keep me afloat and keep me going, because God said, do not be weary in well doing, for in due season you should reap if you faint not. So even though that happened, I had to still keep going, because the legacy is still going. And he was my younger brother, so it really hurt because he was a younger brother. But that scripture really kept me afloat. And one other scripture, I believe, is Hebrews 1:11 or 11:1, where it says, now faith is. And with everything that's going on now with coronavirus, with all of this type of stuff, God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of love and a sound mind. So now faith is what we all should be using. Now faith. Not just about faith later on. No, now. It's the first word in that scripture is now. And that's where our faith comes from, being fearless. Like God said, I did not build you with a fearful mind. So why are we all fearing all of this is going on? A long time ago, there was a song called I'm a Soldier in the Army of the Lord. And it said, if I die, let me die in the army of the Lord. That's where I'm at. If I have to go, God is taking me. I'm not going to sit here and fear any COVID-19, any influenza, any disease, anything. Because if I do catch anything, guess what? I'm going to pray to my God and I'm going to be healed.
What was life like for you in high school?
The greatest thing, like me being who I am. When I started, I went to 5 different high schools in 4 years. And that's because of moving around with my father. 5 high schools, 4 years. But I graduated on time, had great grades. My freshman year at Juneau High School, I was a homecoming prince. I know a lot of people, talk to a lot of people, never let people bully people, never let people talk about disabled people, none of that. 10th grade year, I went to Vincent High School. 11th grade, I went to Georgia. I was at Kennesaw High School. And then I went from Kennesaw High School to Stone Mountain High School in 2 different years. And then I finished off at Rockford East in Rockford, Illinois, where I was a prom king. So throughout my whole life, it's been royalty. And it's been fun in high school. Lovely.
Okay. Now, what did you do after high school?
When I moved to Phoenix, Arizona, and I started on my associate's degree. I got 2 associates from South Mountain Community College in general education and early childhood education. Then I went to Dallas, Texas, and got a bachelor's in EC through 6 education, early childhood through 6th grade education. And then I came back to Phoenix and got my master's degree in teacher leadership at the University of Phoenix.
Wow. So you knew that you wanted to work with young people and to be a teacher from a young age.
I wanted to have my own school. It was because me helping my brothers and sisters with their homework with certain things. Mom was at work, dad wasn't there at the moment. So like the main person they would come to was me with helping them with certain things. So it kind of got me to want to be that.
Mm-hmm. Well, where do you see your teaching career going from here?
From here, oh wow. Like me having my own school, me having a faith-based academy, me doing something that hasn't happened on the West Coast. I want to have my own HBCU here in the West Coast. Okay. So I'm trying to pursue my doctorate degree right now, but the accident kind of stopped that for a second. But once it's done, I'm literally going to do all that I can to get an HBCU out here in the West Coast.
Mm-hmm. What inspired you to want to start your own school?
This is what it was. When I was graduating with my master's degree, I stood in line. Well, not in line, we were sitting down waiting. First, they started out with the associate's degrees, then they did the bachelor's degrees, and then did the master's degrees. So I'm sitting here just waiting and just relaxing. About 400 associate's degrees, about 200 to 300 bachelor's, about 100 to 200 masters. But then when it got to doctorate degrees, there were only 7 people. 7 people. So I'm thinking, you guys waited this whole time just to get your degree. And it made me want to, when I was 15 years old, I said, I want to get a master's degree because I just like the name master. But when I was sitting there about to receive my master's degree, something just pushed me like, no, you need to become a doctorate. And this can be where you have your own school, where you don't need to be a principal, where you can be the owner of the school and really help and implement certain things without having a schedule. Because like right now, I don't like clocking in for anybody but God and myself. So because no one can tell you what you can bring to this world. And that's why people trying to dim you down to 9 to 5s and check to check. I'm not about that life. So that having that doctorate degree showed me once I get that, I can have my own school.
Mm-hmm. Do you feel like once you become a doctor that you can sort of make your own rules in life?
Not even that. You can make your own rules in life right now. Like it's just depending on your maturity and your level of comprehension in the things that's going on in life. I think the greatest thing for us to do is to learn, educate ourselves, especially mental health. Your mental health is the most important thing in this world. Your mental health, that really helps you to push you to be disciplined in certain things, have ambition for certain things, not to let other people make you give up. Your mental health is like the most hugest thing that you can have in your life.
Now, I want to talk a little bit about the school first. I want to kind of explore your vision for the school. What will be happening in there? What will make your school different?
Oh my God, amazing. Great question. My school is going to be about life skills. I'm not going to be teaching people about Christopher Columbus and about Martin Luther King. I'm going to know about that type of stuff, but I'm not going to make it about that. I'm going to talk about now, the stuff that's going to help the kids grow and become better in everything that they're doing. Like one of my schools is going to be a special education school, but it's not going to be special ed. It's literally, the special is about, we're going to have music, we're going to have acting, we're going to have drama, we're going to have stuff that's really going to help children learn how to go out into society by themselves and not have social anxiety, to really teach them how to be great in the world and not just like feel like they have to look at somebody else to get their approval. They're going to be able to approve themselves to be a great person, to help other people.
Mm-hmm. So, you know how you can be in a school setting, which is an academic setting, but get into a conversation about independent living skills, and the conversation feels so good because you're used to talking about academic subjects that you end up having a conversation about independent living for the whole class period. You ever experienced that before?
You said NPS. I used to teach life skills. So
okay,
literally our whole, I even got I wanted to bring this up. You told me to be real with everything. I got fired for playing. It was a movie I played because I was teaching life skills. And there was this a series called The Kindness Diaries. Have you heard of that? The Kindness Diaries? Mm-mm. So The Kindness Diaries is about a man who has a lot of money. He lives in California, but he wanted to go around and see how kind people were. So he drove around and all he asked for was gas, food, and a place to stay. People would offer him money, but he didn't want the money. He just wanted to see if people would help him. The Kindness Diaries. And once we got to an episode to where there was a homeless man, and once the homeless man helped him out, like this homeless man did so much stuff for him. He gave him his socks, he gave him his food that he had, and he gave him a place to stay. And I stopped that and pressed pause, because what I was going through in that situation was a homeless situation. And I told my students, like, listen, this right here really means a lot, because no matter what you go through, you have to continue going. You have to never stop. You have to never, ever, ever, ever stop. Even if you're homeless and going from a homeless place, still go out and act like you're not homeless. People say fake it till you make it.
So are you saying that you were a teacher, but you were also homeless at the same time?
Yes, after the accident. When the accident happened, I got kicked out of the house that I was living in by the principal of the school that I was working at.
Wow.
Yes, because it was a lot. We could talk about that too if you want.
Yeah, sure. So that's coming up. Okay, so you were a teacher and you were teaching life skills. Well, the point that I wanted to make right here in this juncture is that, do you actually want to create an academic school, or do you actually want to create an institute that teaches things that could be in complement to academics? You see what I'm saying?
I see what you're saying. Both, in a way. I want to have both. Exactly. I want an academic space. So I want to do an HBCU, historical Black Christian university. I want to do that seriously. But I also want to have the life skill school where it's something else, to where kids really want to go to school, like to make school fun, to where they are learning academic stuff, but they're definitely learning life skills and how to be social with other people.
Right. Okay. I understand what you're saying. Okay. So now you get into the teaching profession after you graduated from college, and what was going on in your life? Were you planning on having a family? Were you still shooting hoops with your friends? What was going on with you?
Just after being a prom king, it was just a lot, just having fun. So I was just want to have fun, like you said, shooting hoops, playing around with the family, college stuff. I was a college star and had fun with that. It wasn't huge like all on TV, but it was fun in my life. I got to live on a dorm on a campus and just did so much stuff that I wasn't really worried or thinking about family. And then I didn't get mature enough or spiritual to where I'm at until after the accident. Before, it was just me just having fun, living a life, not understanding and not cherishing life like I should.
Mm-hmm. Yes, to that point, do you feel that all of the spiritual examples that your father has set out for you were kind of separate from what you were doing? Were you kind of outside of the example that your father had set? No,
not at all. I love God. Like, I love God my whole life. I'm never, I guess you could say, denounced the faith, or I've never talked down about the faith. Anybody who knows me, I literally speak right now, I am faith. So me personally, never went outside of that. I was really no drug dealer, no gangbanger, no, not in jail, none of that stuff. I just really was having fun, not too much fun crazily, but just not really being like a man of God. I was just being a young man.
I got it. And so you ended up you keep mentioning an accident. So can you tell me what happened there?
Well, so I've been in 8 car accidents in my life. 8 cars have been totaled. The last car accident I was in, I wasn't even in a car, and a Dodge Durango that ran me over was totaled. I was helping a woman who was having a seizure. As I was helping her, I stepped out in the street because the fire truck was coming. So I flagged them down to show where we were at because we were on a corner. And before I even went to the lady, it really made me mad because I'm a teacher and I got off of class and I went to the store. And as I was about to pull off, I see a lady laying on the ground shaking. Like she's just shaking and no one's helping her. Everybody's riding past. And in Arizona, it's very hot. So in July, it was like 112 that day. Very hot. And she's laying in rocks. So I pulled over there to help her. And as I seen she was foaming out her mouth, I really like, okay, she's having a seizure. Me being a teacher, I know exactly what to do. First off, let me call the police, get them over here, and let me prop her up and do some certain things to make sure she doesn't choke. So I did that as well. Once I seen the fire truck coming, I stepped out in the street and I'm flagging cars over so they would move. And the car list, like a 40 cars, listened to me and everything. Once the fire truck was there on the scene, I turned around and walked back towards the lady. Then I was ran over. And I don't remember no pain. I don't remember anything. The firefighter said I coded for 12 minutes, which is you died you flatlined for 12 minutes. And I was in a coma for 3 days. And once I came out of the coma, I really had to recalculate everything in my life again. And that's when God turned me into a spiritual man.
Oh, hold on, man. Hold on. I'm trying to process everything that you're saying right now. This is something different. You're telling me that you went to help a lady who was having a seizure on the side of the road, and then you got ran over?
Yes, sir.
And you basically, once you got ran over, you basically died for 12 minutes.
Yes, sir.
The next thing you remember was waking up in the hospital.
Yes, sir. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
No, I said, now I woke up in the hospital and I thought I was in a hotel room because I was laying in the bed and there was people around me and I'm like, what's going on? Like, what is really going on? Why are y'all in my room? And then they said, Anthony, look. And I looked and I seen tubes and stuff and I'm like, oh, whoa. And I'm thinking to myself, I was just helping somebody. Why am I here? I absolutely felt absolutely no pain in recovery or when the accident happened.
So you didn't know that you got hit by a car?
No, sir.
Who was in the hospital room with you when you woke up?
It was like my family, my brother, my sister. My mom came to visit me, and I believe my daughter's mother.
Okay. I'm sure they did some praying around you, didn't they?
I believe so. I'm sure they did. My dad's apostle, my mom's evangelist. I'm sure they did some praying. I really feel like the most praying came from my children, though, my students, because once they put it on the news, I don't know what it is, but I feel like I was able to be rejuvenated. And I believe the students really prayed so much that God seen me as a young man, like, oh, he's helping the youth and they want him here. I'm going to give him this chance.
How did you feel when everybody informed you of what happened? How did that make you feel?
I was kind of devastated because I didn't understand, because I went to go help somebody. I'm out here helping this lady to make sure she's okay, and wake up in the hospital. I'm like, hold on, what about her? Is she where she's at? Like, why am I here? So I was really, man, I was honestly, you know what I'm going to do just because I'm doing the show? After this show, I'm going to post an 8-minute video of me in the hospital. My sister and a friend of mine who was there, she literally is a nice young lady. She flew from New York, where you're at. She's a model. She flew from New York all the way over to Phoenix and stayed with me the whole time I was in the hospital. She was a nice young lady. She was a friend of mine. But what they were doing is, you can see how I was reacting. And I believe that they were making fun of me, which is not cool, because I had a brain injury and I wasn't processing everything right. But I never posted this video, but I am going to post it after this show today.
Did you think that it was a spiritual thing, the way that you survived that whole circumstance?
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm. Did it make you more serious about your life? Did it
Yes, sir.
So how did your idea of your future change after this accident?
I don't live by time. When I get watches, my woman would tell you, I put my watch on 7 o'clock, period, and it stays on that turn, and I take it out. I don't want it to tick. I live on God's time, because now seeing that your life really can be taken, I didn't know that I wasn't cherishing my life. I didn't know that I wasn't cherishing my days. I didn't know I wasn't cherishing the people around me the right way. Now in me is nothing but love. I am faith. Like nothing in me, everything in me is love. If someone's doing me wrong, I have to separate myself from them. I love you. I care for you. I have something I call the kite effect, meaning, you know how a kite goes in the sky and you have a string that can hold it. So the kite effect with people is, I'm sorry, but you have to go far away from me. I have a string. I'm going to make sure I check on you, pray for you and stuff like that, but I don't need you around me and my atmosphere. That's why when you ask that question, can you control your life, being a doctor or whatever you had said, that's what it is. Like, I control my life now.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Can you take a couple seconds and talk to people out there who might be taking their life for granted? What encouragement can you provide to them?
This is exactly what I can say to you. I make so many quotes, and I have a book coming out, and this is going to be a mental health quote book. It's going to have the quote there, then it's going to have what I meant by the quote, and on the back of that page is going to be lines for you to journal down what you got, and it's going to be 365 quotes. And with that question that you just asked, this quote popped up right away. And I always say this quote: don't let your past dictate your present, because that will contaminate your future. I'm going to say it one more time. Don't let your past dictate your present, because it will contaminate your future. It's like saying whatever happened to you happened to you. It's not about that. It's about what's happening to you. And people really don't understand how much life is. We really go, once you really understand that you have life, and life is it's a present. Like I said, the gift is a gift because it's a present, but life is so much, because once it's taken away from you, once you're done, there's nothing else. People around you can be like, oh, I loved him, he was great, she was great, all this type of stuff. But no, right now, we should be living as if, I know it sounds weird, but we should be living, I know it's gonna sound real weird, but it's true. It's weird. We should be living as if we did die already. Meaning we should be really grabbing life by the horns, like we gotta really love life. Every single person you see, every single person you meet, your mom, your dad, your brother, your sister, your auntie, your uncle, your grandma, your grandparents, love them right now. Don't wait till they pass away and then support them and get, like my GoFundMe. This hurts me a lot. My brother's funeral GoFundMe surpassed in like 2 days everything that he needed. I have a GoFundMe up for my doctorate degree. It's been up for 2 years and nowhere near the goal. But I'm like, wow, it hurts me, because do I have to die again for people to support me? But I died already, and I'm here, and I'm still going towards my education and my family. Not one of my family members at all has put any support on my GoFundMe for my doctorate degree. And that's okay, that's understandable, but it's like kind of hurt. Now, if I was in a funeral, if I was dead, I bet you my funeral would be paid for. That's what I don't understand. So what I'm saying with people right now in life, take advantage of the life and the love that you have right now.
I think those are very, very encouraging words that you just shared. And I want to share some encouragement with you as well. It's not always the people who are right around, who are in your immediate vicinity, your immediate area, who are going to be your biggest supporters.
Yes, sir.
People who are right next to you, they might feel like they know your story already. So they're not going to become re-inspired by, let's say, a GoFundMe page.
Exactly.
They're not going to become re-inspired enough possibly to put their money into that account. But you also have to realize your call and your responsibility to share your story and share your experience with people clear across the world. Yes, there are billions of people on this earth, and you never know how many thousands of those people can be inspired to know that you had a near-death experience when you set out to do the right thing, and you're still here.
Yes, sir.
So I want to encourage you to go far and wide with your cause. Don't ever stop. Don't ever look around at who's not supporting you. Just know that you seek to be victorious, and that victory is already yours.
Yes, sir. I received that.
100%.
Yes, sir.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are talking to AJ WEBSTAR today. This man has a powerful story. He has a gift and a calling on his life, and he's determined to express that. We'll be right back with AJ. America's Next Motivator. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 5 p.m. Eastern. Tuesday and Thursday at 10 a.m. Eastern. America's Next Motivator. Hosted by me, Cedric Riley, and sponsored by the Pride Empowerment Network. AJ, how you feeling out there, sir?
I'm great.
Doing great?
Sure.
All right, give me 1 second because when you told me about this accident, I was like, that sounds almost unbelievable. So what I did was I went out there, I found a video that talks about this circumstance, and I'm getting ready to play it right now. So give me 1 second, all right?
Yes, sir.
And everybody out there in the audience, I know y'all looking at my shirt thinking, yo, his shirt is bright. Leave my shirt alone, man.
He said, leave my shirt alone.
Trying to help a woman stuck.
Landing him in the hospital.
Yeah, but tonight we are putting him first. He has a long road to recovery after trying to help a woman stuck on the side of the road, only to be hit by a car. It's a story you'll only see on ABC 15. Our Aldo Vasquez just talked to the man's father.
Despite the long list of serious injuries,
Yes, traumatic brain injury, serious concussion, mild amnesia, many lacerations, a broken nose.
Apostle Webster is grateful for one thing. His son is alive. Anthony Webster was near 83rd Avenue in Camelback on Thursday when he saw a woman pass out on the side of the road. So he stopped to help her. His father says it's not unusual for his son to want to help.
He's always trying to help somebody. That's what he does.
Anthony was hit by a car while helping the woman, and for 3 days his family didn't know where he was. When they finally found him at the hospital, he struggled to remember who they were and who he was.
So now he has to continue to ask questions. He keep asking me, where am I? Is this a hotel? Where am I?
But his memory is coming back, along with the memory of all the kids he teaches at Heritage Elementary School.
Kid, he loves children, and children gravitates to him.
You can see just how much he is loved with all the handmade cards and signs he's gotten from his students, and the fun he brings to his class, like in this music video he shot with those kids.
We were at the school yesterday, and the students were just started yelling when they saw us. They knew who we were. They would say, how's Mr. Anthony? Tell Mr. Anthony we love him.
Mr. Anthony will sadly miss this school year, taking the time to recover and gain his full strength to be able to come back to his students with all the positivity and light he had before his accident.
And here's a bit of good news on this story. Doctors say that the swelling in Anthony's brain is going down and he's expected to make a full recovery. If you'd like to help him, we have a link to a GoFundMe page on our website. Just head on over to abc15.com and click on this story. In Phoenix, Aldo Vasquez, ABC 15, Arizona.
In Albany, she voted to let...
Wow.
Yes, sir.
Wow. So now, let me say this. You used to be popping, man.
No, thank you.
Yeah, that's what's up, man. When we look at teachers who we think are really cool, who we think are really getting through, who we feel like they're making the appropriate connections with the young people, it's teachers like you who are out here making songs with the young people, coming up with handshakes for the young people, finding ways to use their language to communicate with them, highlight subject matter.
Yes,
So
definitely.
I want to give you some props on that, man.
I appreciate that. Thank you. That means a lot.
Yeah. Let me go ahead and remind you. I'm gonna play some some sort of way of reminding you as well. Hey man, you used to having it going on, man. That's you.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So what's going on in your life these days?
Oh man, I am still in the recording studio. I've done over 100 songs for schools. I'm about to do a tour now, going to different schools, doing like a no bullying tour and a tour of motivation, never giving up no matter what happens to you. I've spoke at about 10 schools, about 10 churches, and I'm going to take it like around the world, like just to go everywhere I can. That's why I'm trying to look out for sponsors and investors to help me with this situation, because I believe, like how Trump said, make America great again, make America great again. I want to make school cool again. I want to make school to where students want to come. Like I had students that would come to my class, not even in my class, and be like, man, Mr. Anthony, you're the only reason why I want to come to school, because you treat me like a fatherly figure, and you motivate me to make sure my grades are great. And they're not even in my class. So doing stuff like that really helps me and shows me that I am doing something for the youth.
Absolutely. Now, are you able to still teach these days, or do you have some challenges there?
So when I first start back teaching, since me having the brain injury, the massive traumatic brain injury, anxiety will come into play, sensitive stuff will come into play because my frontal lobe was messed up. So it's kind of difficult to teach a classroom of 30 kids. I can do it, but the way I was supposed to be in the hospital for 12 months, I was only in the hospital for 12 days. Like I prayed to God and I got out of the hospital. I was like, they signed the papers, they released me, and then they said you can go back to work. But then when I was going back to work, my principal, who I was working for, he literally, did you see the news clip we just watched?
Yeah.
He said that was bad publicity. So he started being very rude to me. Like, and I'm thinking, wow, how was that bad publicity? But I was the only black male teacher at that school. So I can see why he's saying bad publicity, which I didn't like. But then they start being kind of like targeting me, like, okay, you're supposed to be in the hospital for a whole year. Why are you back here working? Because God blessed me to be back here working. So it was so much other stuff going on. Bullying is not just student to student or student to teacher. The administration can bully the teachers. So it's kind of difficult what was going on. But now I just do counseling and therapy sessions and tutoring sessions.
Mm-hmm. And what's your message when you speak?
When I go do like motivational stuff, well, I speak about never, ever, ever giving up. I tell people, like, you have to really fall in love with yourself first before you can go out there and love everybody else. You have to really motivate yourself. Speak to your own self. It's difficult sometimes because we don't have, like right now, me doing my whole music, me doing the motivational stuff, me talking to people. I don't really have a support cast, a supporting team. So I motivate myself. And I can help people get to so many different platforms because I'm a manager and I do that stuff. But then when it's my turn to get that, it's like, no one's there. So I said, let me just start worrying about myself. Some days look in the mirror and you talk to yourself. You push yourself. You tell yourself you're great. You tell yourself I love you. You tell yourself you're going to do it. You're not going to stop. You're going to keep going. It's about motivating yourself so much that no one can even make you upset.
Absolutely. So now what type of music are you into?
All music, honestly, but right now I'm just doing the educational based music just for the fact that I want to really get the kids to be into education, because I know they don't like school because school is not that fun, but I really want to help them to grow and to know that what they're learning right now is going to help them in their future. That's why I want school to be kind of cool again and not so boring.
Well, to place a little bit of context on what you're saying, there is a basis for incorporating melody as a way of teaching concepts.
Yes, sir.
So what's been proven in science is that, well, what's been proven scientifically is that, you know, instead of teaching something directly off of paper, it can be more effectively taught through play.
Yes.
And it can be more effectively taught if you incorporate a rhythm or a song to communicate the same concept. So I think that you're on to something huge when you say that you want to incorporate music when you go to teach lessons to young people. That's a very effective thing to do. Not everybody can do it, but I do see a huge need for that in our schools, to understand that sometimes we need to make our lessons a little bit more sensational for them to stick.
Right.
So that's a great idea.
Yes, sir. And that's how, when I was being a youth pastor at the church I was at, my father's church, I will take the young the young children in the back. We'll sit there. First thing we'll do is read the scriptures. We'll go over the scriptures. After we go over the scriptures, we watch the video. We'll watch the video of the same, like let's say Noah's Ark. We'll read about Noah's Ark. Then we watch a video about Noah's Ark. And then we'll do a play about Noah's Ark. So it's about really getting them to be a part of what they're learning, and then it helps them to remember it.
Absolutely. Now, when you talk about education and making it melodic, I start thinking about Schoolhouse Rock. That was one of my favorites.
Yeah.
Do you have anything that you can share with us today? You have anything that you've created? Any of the songs, the lessons that you've created that you can perform for us right now? Let's go on the spot. Let's go. You got something?
Oh my God, you gonna put me on the spotlight? Let me think.
Yes.
I got some. This is not really something. It's not educational, but it's like motivational.
Okay.
It's no cuss words or nothing, but it's about this hustling, struggling, good for nothing. That's not what I see in me. Proving points to everyone. Dang, it's hard just being me. I took a nap the other night, and dog, I had this dream. I ain't talking about the game, dog, or Martin Luther King. 10, 23, 3, 4, and 13. Those are numbers I played, and I won the lottery. I'm cruising down the mills. I'm buying so much stuff. And then when I looked up, even love was showing love. My pockets filled with hundreds. I'm pushing them 300s. Cruising down on baseline with the females around my waistline. Chill, pimping takes time. That's what they say to me. But I woke up and I realized all of that was just a dream.
Nice. Okay. Yeah, you got some talent, man.
Thank you, boss man.
For sure. You
put me on the spot though.
Yeah. I mean, listen, when you come on to different platforms and you share what it is that you do, you should always be prepared to follow a performance for people.
Yes, sir. I believe you. Stay ready so you don't have to get ready.
Yup. There you go. Okay. Now, are you doing anything to continue to rehabilitate yourself as best as you can? Have you sought any sort of therapy, physical therapy, social, emotional therapy, or anything like that?
I do have a therapist right now. So let's get deep. I'm dealing with a bunch of stuff right now. So I have a therapist and a psychiatrist. The psychiatrist helped me out with medicine just in case if I need. The therapist, she talks to me. She's able to, because I do counseling myself, but I'm able to learn from my clients. But then I was telling myself, maybe you should have your own therapist to talk to. And I got that. So we talk about a lot of stuff, and a lot of things has been going on very on the opposite end of the greater effect. Like when you go through the accident, you think that was the worst thing that happened to me. No, there's things right now that's happening to me worse than the accident. But guess what? I will not quit. I will not lose. I will not give up. I will keep on going on because I know who I am and I know whose I am.
It seems like you've been going through adversity for years in your life. Sir. You've been going through it, one adversity after another, but there's a calling on your life.
Yes, sir.
And you've made it through a lot of storms, and your work in your life is not done. That's what I see.
Yes, sir. And that's why I'm continuing to go forward. Even this is one thing I just have to get off my chest because it's on my chest and I want to let it out. And I want to be able to put that out there because it happened to me. Anything that happened to me. I'm going to tell you about this. I have a company called Shine, and that's anything that happens in the dark will come to the light. And that's about child molestation. When I was younger, I was molested by my older brother and another man. I was molested, not penetration, but I was molested. They touched him, all that stupid stuff. And then I was raped by a woman when I was 12 and she was about 26. And that to me, it didn't change my life in the way of I just started doing stupid stuff. No, I sat and said, I need to make sure I put that out in the world so people can start waking up and opening up their minds because it's still happening to this day. So I put a video on the internet to talk about what happened to me. And I want to get other people to start putting videos out to where the people that's doing this stuff is going to wake up and be like, I need to stop doing this because I don't want to wake up and see a video about me. Mm-hmm. So that right there is something that's huge. It's happening around the world. There's even a school called Ethos Academy to where some girls were being touched on by boys. I don't like that type of stuff. So I'm trying my best to put out the fact of stop the pedophilia, stop the sexual abuse, stop all of that. I'm really on that very huge.
Where were your parents when these things happened to you?
Oh, I guess gone, I guess my mom was probably at work. Honestly, my mom was probably at work when that was happening. The other situation, it was my father's friend, son. They didn't think or didn't know what was actually going on. They just think maybe they're just asleep or they're just having fun. But in me being that age, I didn't know what was going on. Mm-hmm. I didn't really see that I was being molested. I didn't like it. But now I'm here to tell people, that we're going to stop that. We're going to end the molestation. We're going to stop it. I have 5 kids now: Carter, Ayla, Aja, Taylana, and Aaliyah. So no one's going to touch my daughters or my son. We have to make sure we step up for all of that stuff because it's going on. It could be even your wife or your husband. I mean, your husband messing with your daughter because it's not his daughter and he's doing certain things. I've been in a situation like that, and I don't like stuff like that. It's very bad, and we need to really make that to bring that to the light.
Mm-hmm. I appreciate what you're saying because right now there are a lot of young people who are being mistreated. They're being trafficked.
Yes,
there's a lot of child trafficking going on right now. Youth in the foster care system are being impacted by this. Predators out there taking advantage of children.
yes.
And so when you decide to take a stand in that fight, you know, I see you as a very brave man, and I see you as bringing something to the light that needs to be brought to the light because children are being mistreated, they're being violated, and they are being impacted, and the rest of the world is not raising enough awareness about it.
Exactly.
So,
that's what I'm doing.
the name of the organization is called Shine.
Shine, yes, sir. It's an acronym. I don't have the acronym, but I am going to send it to you. But it's called Shine because anything that happens in the dark will come to the light, and we're going to make sure it comes to the light.
Mm-hmm. Where can somebody find you on the internet if they want to talk to you or they want to support your causes?
You can find me on Instagram at the Fresh Prince of Phoenix. It's just the Fresh Prince of PHX. On Facebook, AJ WEBSTAR. On YouTube, Anthony Webster. And where else? On SoundCloud, Mr. Anthony.
Okay. Make sure when this episode is over that you go into the comments and drop all that information. Okay.
Yes, I will. And there's also one other thing with remember I said I want to bring that to the light. It's another thing I want to bring to the light. It's about, this is something I'm dealing with. It's very hard. And the way I want to say this is kind of, I don't want to say the wrong thing, but I want to say it. So I have to say it the right way because I'm not about drama or I'm all about peace. But okay, so my father just married my ex-girlfriend.
Whoa.
So a lot of people have so much stuff to say to me and thinking that I don't know. God put this in my dream a long time ago. I seen this happening. God will give you dreams to prepare you for what you're going to see. And I wasn't prepared for it when I seen it, but I understood it. And me having a brain injury, it really, really, really hurt. It really, really, really hurt because this was after my brain injury. So the reason why I'm bringing this to light is because, you know how they say the bro code? That's the family code. Like, you can do what you want to. If somebody become a new human being in God or whatever, when someone has a TBI, a traumatic brain injury, we should be helping them to become who they were, bringing their past into their present and showing them what they lost to make that could diminish someone's feelings. It could hurt them. To see your ex-girlfriend with your father. My father is somebody I look up to, used to look up to. I really love this man dearly. I'm still in love with him to this day. But I know what I have to do with what happened to me. I have to help other people for when they go through this situation. So that's why I'm bringing it to light to make sure no matter what happened, don't act emotionally immature. Act emotionally mature, meaning take a step back and let people do what they're going to do because regardless of how you feel, they're going to do it. They're going to do it. And I just had to really take a step back, which is kind of why I'm in a situation.
That's tough, man.
Very.
Now when this happened, were you and the girl together? Were y'all together when this happened?
We weren't. No, sir, we weren't together. We've been broken up for at least 5 years. So I wasn't mad, but she's been still around that whole 5 years. You know, we've been Yes, we've been separated. She even got to be she was my best friends in a way with my ex stepmom, who my dad divorced and then ended up marrying her. So that whole situation really messed me up and made me mad because I have my ex stepmom on me, tattooed on me. I have my ex girlfriend tattooed on me, and I have my real mother tattooed on me, and I have my dad tattooed on me. So it's just. But
go ahead.
And also I'm saying, but God has me, so that's why I just keep on going.
Mm-hmm. At what point do you look at your life and say, I'm supposed to be focused on my mission. I'm supposed to be focused on my cause because everything is falling down around me. Everything is changing around me. And I need to make sure that through it all, I am pursuing my destiny. Do you think about that?
Yes, sir. That's what I do. That's what I'm doing. The way I think about that is I think about my children. That's it. My life is over. Once I have one child, my life is done. I ain't to worry about my children now. I still can provide for them and do what I need to do, but I'm not really focused on Anthony. No, I want to do everything I can to lead a legacy of greatness and to stop generational curses.
What are some of the things that you're willing to do to stop generational curses in your life?
This what I just did about not outing, but about talking about my father in that situation, about letting people know that even though it did hurt, I still love my father. I care. The things that it is to do is to really family or friends hurting you and doing certain things. So I still love you. I still care for you. The things I want to do is still show love regardless. Maybe I won't be around like that, but I just step away from the situation and I'm still a positive person.
Absolutely. Hey, listen, I think that you have what it takes to get into your best life, man. The best life that you've ever had. I think it's in front of you.
Yes, sir.
All you gotta do is take care of yourself. Stay spiritually grounded so that you can achieve the heights that you set out to achieve. Now,
Yes,
you said that you were still pursuing a PhD. Is that correct?
Correct. I'm trying to finish my doctorate degree. I started before the accident, and I'm trying to finish it now. But the accident kind of like messed some things up because of me being in the hospital. They thought I was skipping classes, but I wasn't skipping classes. I was in the hospital in a coma. So there was a lot of stuff that's going on. But I am going to pursue my doctorate degree and finish my doctorate degree. I'm going to finish it.
I appreciate that, man. So you have a GoFundMe for that, correct? I think it's on the screen here.
Yes, sir. For my doctorate degree, that is for my finishing it, and it's at Grand Canyon University. I have the whole program, but I have to pay this fee off to get back in and to be able to pursue it.
What's your doctorate degree in?
Educational leadership. My master's in teacher leadership, and my doctorate's in educational leadership.
Mm-hmm. Are you familiar with Dr. Umar Johnson?
Yes, sir.
What are your thoughts about his movement so far?
Greatness. That's me personally. I love what he's saying and what he's doing. He kind of reminds me of David Banner. You know how David Banner is doing the talks and stuff like that. But Dr. Umar is more. I love it because he's like a present of, what's the word? It's just a word for how he carries himself. I really love it. It's greatness in a way.
Okay. So he's somebody that you look up to as well?
I could look up to him, but I really don't. I look up to you more than I look up to him.
Okay.
If you can understand that, it's because he's on his platform. He's doing a great thing. I can hear what he's saying. I can love it. But I like networking with people. I like helping other people. I like seeing what you're doing. The things that when you talk about Godcast the other day, just your voice. It's just like just the things you say that's what I need in my life. Someone that's next to me, someone I can talk to and reach out to. Dr. Umar, David Banner, even Nick Cannon they're doing great things, but I can't really reach out to them and talk to them, so it's really not helping me.
I believe that there are 3 phases in life, Anthony. First is the survival phase. Next is the success phase. And after that is the greatness phase.
Yes, sir.
You may still be in a survival phase. Your life just started over after that accident.
Yes.
And so now what you've got to do is now you have to be in tune with your rebirth. You have to grow into a whole new life. Like you said in the beginning of this episode, you have to refocus on where you're going, because where you're going is in a funny type of way. It's going to be separate from where you've been. It could never be separate, but in a way, it's going to be separate because you had a unique restart. God hit the restart button.
Rebrand me, yes, sir.
In your life. And so what you've got to do now is you got to get out of the survival phase, whether you homeless right now, got $1 in your pocket right now or not. You have to be determined to have a better life tomorrow. Life is nothing but a series of moments. This is one moment. And in this moment, you decided to continue to tell your story. You decided to continue to make a way, to make your face seen.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
And so you are showing the world, you're showing the people who love and adore and respect you that whether it be homelessness, being in a place where you don't want to be, none of it's going to stop you.
Yes, sir. It's not.
None of it's going to stop you. I'm going to support you any way that I can. Any way that I can. You're always invited here on America's Next Motivator to let us know how you're doing and talk about your pursuits toward your completion of your PhD, brother.
Yes, sir.
Listen, you can become a member of the Pride Empowerment Network. You stop by to America's Next Motivator every day and join our family.
I will. I will. I'm your apprentice. I'm like, you don't understand. I'm a part of what you're doing.
Okay. So I got 3 questions for you. Well, I got 3 questions for you that I need you to answer in about 15 seconds. The first one, what is survival to you?
Survival is never giving up. No matter what you're faced with, you tackle it. You go towards it. You don't go away from it, and you just do it, and you survive.
What is success to you?
Success is happiness, love. No matter how much you have in your pocket, depending on how you feel mentally and spiritually.
What is greatness to you?
God, that's greatness.
AJ, I want to let you know that I've listened to your story. I've been inspired. I've been shocked. And I want to give you your crown today while you're still living.
Let's go.
I want to give you the respect that you're due while you can still acknowledge it. I want to let you know, let the world know, AJ WEBSTAR, that you are America's Next Motivator.
Let's go, man. Love life. I love that. Thank you so much. I accept that with all my heart. I appreciate that. Real talk.
Absolutely. Thanks for stopping by today, all right?
Thank you for your time. I appreciate you.
All right.
Yes, sir. Love life.
Peace. Thanks for stopping by today, y'all. Each and every episode of America's Next Motivator is going to have something here for you. All you got to do is stop by and pick it up.